Beloved people, there is an earthquake that is coming. The Lord Jehovah has spoken with me about an earthquake that is coming. I see that I have arrived with my team to a nation, to a city. And I see the parking being prepared for the vehicles, being prepared for the parking. And as the parking is being arranged at the curb, outside by the road, the curb, then we enter, looks more like a lobby area, and we get seated. As we sit, an earthquake hits that city. And then a tall building that is dark bluish, navy blue, dark blue, I don't know whether it's aluminum or glass. That earthquake is so powerful that it breaks off an upper portion of that building to fall off. I kind of have a feeling that this is Australia the Lord is talking about. But the Lord is speaking about the state of sin on the earth and the need for the nations to prepare for the glorious coming of the Messiah. So prepare the way, beloved people. The Messiah is coming. Shalom.
Now, an earthquake has struck the Australian state of Victoria, damaging buildings in Melbourne and causing tremors hundreds of kilometres away. Geologists say the quake is the largest in southeast Australia since the 1800s.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is what Melbourne residents woke up to as a magnitude 6 earthquake hit the state of Victoria. The northeastern town of Mansfield was the epicentre, but the tremors were felt strongly in the country's second city and as far away as Canberra, Sydney and Adelaide. The Australian Broadcasting Service breakfast presenters were still in the studio when they felt the tremor.
Oh, I've never had an earthquake in here before.
As the damage from this earthquake continues to emerge. Shaima Khalil, BBC News, Sydney.
Aftershocks could shake Victoria for weeks to come after a record-breaking earthquake rocked the state this morning. Buildings crumbled and babies were snatched from their cribs in our biggest tremor since European settlement. Laura Turner reports.
A rude awakening. So powerful it shook the earth.
Oh my God.
The magnitude 5.9 quake taking a wall to the ground at Betty's Burgers on Chapel Street, and inside homes, pure panic. The quake shaking the shelves in a Campbellfield chemist and the 3AW studio in Docklands.
Have we just had an earth tremor?
Right. The building shaking live on air.
This is quite disturbing.
It is actually. It's still oh my God.
On the Westgate Bridge and much closer to the epicentre near the high country town of Lucola, the ski field shook at Mount Buller. Snowboarders and skiers whooshing right through an earthquake.
Looked up, clear sky, thought it was a helicopter, and then realised I think it might have been something a bit bigger.
Largest recorded in Victoria since European settlement.
Which ran 10 kilometres deep. And in the CBD...
Oh my God! Oh my God!
No. It rocked apartment buildings.
Pretty sure that was an earthquake. Did you feel it too?
Yeah, she's all right.
The house is shaking!
Melburnians in lockdown shaken from their beds. At Tullamarine, cars shook in their driveways as families sought an escape.
I was asleep and I woke up to my bed rocking, and I've run out the lounge room, my fish tank aquarium, the water was going over the edges.
The tremors reverberating through the state's northeast.
R5 is going to be your safest option to get out.
Right up to Benalla.
We've just had an earthquake in Benalla. This is the damage we've got in the shop.
Mildura, Malakuta, or in the west of the state in Portland. We also know that people have acknowledged or felt this earthquake in Adelaide, Tasmania and up into New South Wales.
To a state that's surely had enough.
It came without warning, leaving rubble in its wake.
Yes. Oh my.
There was damage too at the Coles close by on Chapel Street. Power was cut to 35,000 properties statewide. In Kensington, it was a chimney that came crashing to the ground. First responders say heritage homes and buildings have been hardest hit by the quake. Will Kibbe had to call the SES to his house in Armidale.
And I just heard a huge bang, came outside and found the top of my chimney had fallen off.
It smashed a huge hole in roof tiles on the way down.
Melbourne has been struck by a magnitude 6 earthquake. It struck just after 9 o'clock this morning. The epicentre was at Mount Buller and it was a depth of just 10 kilometres. It was felt right across Victoria, but here is in the middle of the CBD. We believe this is near Chapel Street. This shake so significant that thousands of bricks look like they've been shaken off that building. Certainly, there are reports of damage right across the city. This earthquake was felt as far away as Canberra, even Tasmania.
This was the biggest earthquake we've had in Melbourne in living memory. Well, we've since heard from the experts who say it's the largest one on this seaboard since European settlement, 6 on the Richter scale. The last time we had one that would have been felt in the city, that was 9 years ago in 2012 in June. That was 4.9 on the Richter scale.
The tremor was powerful, felt far beyond the Victorian capital, with reports this morning of shaking felt in Canberra, in Sydney, in Adelaide and even in Tasmania. Now, the epicentre was here near Mansfield. That's around 180 kilometres northeast of Melbourne. The earthquake hit at a depth of 10 kilometres and struck just after 9:15 a.m.
That earthquake is so powerful that it breaks off an upper portion of that building to fall off.